Fantastic Four, or as it seems to have been stylized, Fan-4-stick. I am so glad that I was not excited about this movie before I went to see it because this is bad. I have to admit that maybe I didn't go into this with the most open of minds. I, like a lot of people, were pretty skeptical at how this whole modern reboot was going to deal with the Fantastic Four. The last ones that came out in the mid-2000s were alright, but they haven't aged well. We're used to slightly higher standards of superhero films, and studios have realised that you can't just put attractive people in brightly coloured spandex suits and call it a day. But that is exactly what Fox have done, except they haven't even got the brightly coloured part right. Instead, what they've done is they've put attractive people in some kind of Fisher-Price My First Bondage kit playset and then called it a day. It's no secret that this movie is being made just so that the character rights don't revert back to Marvel, and you know what? It shows! This whole thing is just a big steaming pile of shite from start to finish. I don't even know where to start with it. In fact, I do know where to start with it. Let's start with the story. Well, that's easy. There isn't one. This whole thing is just exposition. That is all this movie is. It is so long and it is so boring. Nothing happens. We spend most of the runtime watching characters stare at computer screens. An hour ago I was leaving the cinema and now I can't think of a single important event that happens in this movie. Okay, maybe one when the team gets sent up into space and they build this mad interdimensional time travel space warp bullshit, I don't know. And then to test it, they send this monkey up into space and it comes back fine. Someone's like, right, cool, let's go. Shouldn't we test this a bit more to see if it's like, you know, fine for humans? Oh, what are you talking about? The monkey just done it. See, when the best part about your superhero movie is a monkey, you've got a problem. Oh, what else? There is no structure to this film. The whole thing just builds up and builds up and builds up to something. I don't know what, but it never happens. As I said, it's just all exposition, and then the final third lasts approximately, what, 10 minutes? The end just feels super rushed. Plot threads just get picked up and then immediately dropped, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. The characters have almost no chemistry with each other, and you don't get any kind of development past the most basic level. You're a bit shy? Fine, we'll make you invisible. You're a bit hot-headed? Excellent, we'll make you hot-headed. Literally. And then the big bad guy, Dr. Doom, shows up, except he's not even Dr. Doom, he's just Doom? That is not Dr. Doom. I don't know what that is, but that is not Dr. Doom. This looks like somebody's melted some kind of plastic Dr. Doom toy in the microwave and then 3D scanned the resultant mush into the movie. What the fuck is that? Remember when they fucked over Galactus in Rise of the Silver Surfer and everyone was like, well, it can't really get any worse than this? Yes, it does. Maybe the only good thing in this film is the cast. Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan especially are fine. Actually, that's a lie. Nobody is fine in this movie. Michael B. Jordan got a lot of flack for being a black actor playing a white character in this film before it even been shown. Are you telling me that that's the bit that you can't accept? This guy, you're saying that you can accept that this guy can spontaneously set himself on fire and fly through the sky, but you can't accept that he's black? Really? Get a grip. These are good actors. I don't get what happened. Honestly, I get the impression that these actors were told, look, you're really great and we like what you do, but see, if you want to keep picking and choosing your own projects, we need you to get this tentpole franchise out of the way, okay? It's just such a shambles right from the start. What the hell happened? I guess what happened is that this just had far too much studio input, and this shitty excuse for a movie is exactly what happens when studios think in terms of money and profit margins instead of prioritising the quality of the product. Even the director Josh Trank was like, this is not my movie. That does not mean that he's off the hook though. This thing is badly directed. I mean, again, I don't know what the hell happened, but this is the guy that made Chronicle, and I've seen Vines better directed than Fan-4-stick. But if I thought it was bad in the build-up, the end of this film falls apart quicker than a house put together with chewing gum. There were reports of extensive reshoots in the final act, and it shows. I guarantee you that the finale of this film was edited right after somebody said, fuck it, let's just get this out the way so we can go to the pub. Kate Mara's character in the finale is wearing one of the most obvious wigs I have ever seen, and at this point you just have to kind of wonder if the filmmakers are deliberately ballsing up every aspect that they can think of. All in all, I definitely have to give Fan-4-stick one single popcorn. This is a superhero movie that does not want to be a superhero movie. It takes itself so seriously, and unfortunately that just doesn't work for a group as poppy as the Fantastic Four. It has absolutely no redeeming features. It has nothing to salvage it. Even the CG looks bad. I'm convinced that at least 2 of the scenes have been ripped directly from the tie-in video game. Much like me on a night out, this movie is a sloppy, incoherent mess from beginning to end, and it is an insult to you as a movie viewer. And it's a shame because after the promising trailer, I am now genuinely fearful for how Deadpool is going to turn out at Fox. I fully recommend that you don't go see this in the cinema. Take that tenner or whatever that you're going to spend on a ticket and donate it to charity, or hell, I don't know, even just throw it away. I guarantee you that you will feel so much better doing that than watching this film. Thank you very much for watching my review of the terrible Fantastic. If you want an example of a Marvel character done right, check out my breakdown of the Deadpool Red Band trailer, or if you want an example of just a movie done right, then check out my review of Inside Out. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.